Rinse out, drop that low. Rinse out, drop that low.
Good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, May 10th, 7:13 p.m. Central Time. Hope everybody's enjoying their evening. I know that everybody is waiting for the altcoin season to perform, and hopefully it happens between early June, and if it starts, it's a great season. And we finally have somebody watching the live stream on YouTube by the name of XPR Rick. Obviously, he is XPR fanatic. Good to know that actually it is working slowly for the people that are following us on YouTube. Slowly but surely. Also, I'm sure I don't have to let Rick know. I'm sure that he knows everything about the XPR Network and the MetalX platform and all of the utilities of how you can borrow and lend those coins, right? And soon there's going to be 3 more coins added to it. Who the hell is Shirley? I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about, Father. But maybe it's not. I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that gifts, however, are not. I don't really need to receive gifts since I'm not going to be. How should I say it? I'm not going to be redeeming those coins, those gifts for coins. It's requiring KYC, so I'll pass that. So just follow me, and I'd be more than happy. If you can follow me here, on TikTok, that's fine. If you want to follow me on YouTube, you can. Just type in JoJo's Crypto with the Chainlink logo, and you'll see it. Okay? And so that's with that. Let's get it going. So if anybody wants to come up to the panel, you can. If you want to stay down there, you can as well. But what I will do is that I've been using ChatGPT to create these cool backgrounds for XPR, because there's not a lot when I want to download something, but I can definitely, okay, come on. Oh, there it is. I can definitely create stuff.
But Goomba,
What up, man?
he wasn't bringing up like oh, it's because the concern. No, everything that Chill fucking Whale was bringing up, he was disregarding it. Like, oh no, he was like, no, that's not right. Oh no, that's not right. No, he was clearly pulling that shit up, and can actually see it. That's what the fuck that man does for a fucking living.
Oh yeah.
I never thought I'd ever fucking see a bunch of so-called smart people entertain a fucking meme coin pump shiller in my fucking life. Like, I thought all those people were fucking smart. Apparently none of them know shit. Like, literally, bro, I can create 3 different fucking wallets, and if I try, and the market cap, this shit could go to 85 cents like his is, and I cannot get out as much money as what's it called, as people really think. I could be a millionaire in fucking crypto, but if there's no fucking liquidity there, I couldn't fucking pull out all my fucking coins. Now could I?
Oh yeah, I was just fucking with you, man.
I know, but like people. Well, no, because there's a bunch of fucking retards, including everybody up on that fucking panel, that was fucking like, oh, defending him. Like, no, what the fuck are you defending, bro? It's a fucking fact. He's like, he thought I was like, oh, I don't know the fucking. He's like, I don't know the fucking. He's like, I don't know the fucking the creator. 2 minutes later, oh, I know the creator. Like, oh, get the fuck out of here! I can create 3. I can create 3 fucking wallets. I can create more than 1 fucking wallet and not be able to get out of my fucking holdings.
Yeah.
So it's a fucking meme coin. The fucking never thought a bunch of fucking. Bro, no, don't worry about it. You don't have to say anything. You don't need to say anything, bro.
I mean, man, you gotta consider something, man. This is an $800 million market cap coin. Like, yeah, sure, it can be a meme and worth nothing, but you really think if this guy was the creator, he'd be sitting on fucking TikTok chilling it, man? It's a really big coin, bro.
If he's not the creator, he's close to the creator.
Maybe, man.
And he has a bunch of coins that he cannot sell.
Well, but the thing is, it does have liquidity. This thing is listed on Binance, bro.
Okay, hold on 1 second. It says a guest in your life has violated our hate speech and hateful behaviors policy. Okay, and it is you.
I'll step down.
Anyways, I wanted to start the show with welcoming everybody in the evening show until he went on a complete rant for the first few minutes. But not saying he can't have his opinion. I just thought, would hold off on that for a second.
He's fired up, man. He's real fired up.
Yeah, it sounds like he's been holding it for about a week or something.
He's gonna go watch Lenny the Fish for a little bit. Calm down.
Yeah.
No, I just never thought I'd see a bunch of smart people entertaining a meme coin shiller for 45 minutes.
No, yeah.
How long that guy was in there for?
Yeah. I thought he. When I was saying, like,
and I mean, everybody up
in
the panel was defending him at certain points, while Chill Whale was bringing up valid points, and Wadi pointed out like flaws as well, and everybody was still defending him at a certain point. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
You know what? Meme shillers though is they will not leave a panel. Like he's going to be
they're
there
persistent.
4 hours. He's not going to go.
But I mean, I thanked him for coming up, and I thought he was gonna drop down then. But the thing is, Lee, I'm pretty sure Chillwell was looking at the wrong pair, man. Because, like I said, this token to be so big, it's been audited 1 billion times, and some of the things he was mentioning are not a part of that token. So that's the thing, man. Like, yeah, sure, I don't love a fucking meme coin chiller or shit. Like, I've been out of memes for ages. I used to do memes in Ethereum, but I'm out of them, and I don't like meme coin shillers just as much as the next person. But that being said, like, dude, the things that Chillwell was pointing out to him as if he was some sort of like scammer, maybe he is a scammer, but the things that he was pointing out were not part of the project, man.
Okay.
Okay, so definitely not a meme coin type of guy here. So, yeah. How's everybody doing this evening?
We're all fired up. This is what
Okay. Well, I hope everybody is enjoying their evening. Is all right? Is everyone wide awake and following the market right now?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I thought I was only one.
Hey, how's everyone doing today?
Hey, Mohammed.
We're good.
I'm just enjoying this little jump I'm having on CFX at the moment.
Bagumba, have you finally finalized your WebAuth wallet?
I have set aside time tomorrow to make sure it's done.
Oh
between the
my
hours of
God.
8 a.m. and 1 p.m.
Well, I'll give you until 5 or 6 a.m. tomorrow.
You gave me 2 weeks yesterday. So 1 p.m. tomorrow, I'll send you an XPR there.
That's fine. You're right. I'll go back to 2 weeks again. That's fine.
Busy guy.
Yeah, very busy guy. So, like I said, for everybody in the chat, everybody that's new, looks like all 13 people seem to be the same people that are always on here. Right? So I'm not going to repeat that yet, but you can always. I got 2 people watching this live on YouTube right now, which is a good thing. It's working, but it's working slowly. Tan Zhu Ling.
Yeah, that's a ball.
That's a bot.
That's a ball.
Yeah, seriously, it's been going around all day looking for good vibes and a friend, somebody that's chill.
Yeah, it's been.
Crypto Kelly.
Anyways.
What's up?
Wes, don't let me up because G-Dan is with him in the life.
But it's because they're doing a co-host thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like the multi-guest doesn't work. It's because they're doing the co-host thing.
Yeah, okay.
XPR price prediction in 3 years. I have no clue, but like Bagumba says, there's a possibility that it'll go to 10,000 since their supply is very low compared to XRP.
100,000.
Not financial advice though.
Mine is.
So, well, I'm looking at the market right now for XPR right now on the MetalX trading, and it seems like it's on a uptrend, which is a good sign.
Oh, it is ascending.
Yeah, so basically Trump announced, said that the conversations with China were going well, even though this morning it was reported that Chinese delegation left, like, the conversation. So I guess that made people pretty bullish.
Oh, so he another Trump tactic that's always been the same, right? Never accept defeat, just lie. Okay, that sounds good.
It's gonna flip XPR. By the way, it's gonna flip the whole stock market.
Yeah, they're gonna be like, surprise! This is a new coin that's gonna rule the world.
I think I'm having deja vu here. I'm sure I just heard that on Waddy's live.
We are with Jojo.
Oh, you guys were hanging out at Waddy's live?
Yes.
Yeah, just hear that guy talk about it. SPX 6900.
This is a Waddy raid.
Oh, look at that. We got BCL on YouTube. God damn it, he retracted the message, but whatever. For somebody on TikTok, HTX Prime, would you consider Metal Ecosystem a sleeper as a whole? Absolutely. It's a big time sleeper. I mean, that thing only has about how many? 300 million coins overall. So, yeah, they can pull big numbers. There it is. BCL on YouTube is saying Loan is the real gem. Absolutely. The loan is the real gem.
Devenzo, I just want to say I really appreciate you.
Hey, Lucian.
And why do you appreciate him for?
Is it safe space here? Yes.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Because I was in a place earlier where I was about to leave TikTok, and Strohs and Scotty and Devenzo talked me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
We're here for you.
Wait, I was going to leave yesterday and she talked me out of it.
I know. We've come full circle.
I mean, it's normal.
We're here for you. No worries. I was like looking in the comments.
And there's Scotty Dog.
Welcome, Scotty. Nice to see you again.
He's always with me in the trenches till 6 in the morning in my country. You're like crazy.
Oh, who's talking about me? This is bullshit.
Like I was throwing you love, Scotty.
No, I take my words back.
I got none but love. Nice to see you, Rachel.
Yes, I'm here.
And Strohs.
Yeah, we were both on the cliff edge this weekend.
Yep.
How come, if I may ask?
I'm sorry?
For me, it was the Thai thing.
Hi.
Wes's live just pissed me off. I'm just sick of it.
I don't think Crypto Caddy knows what is going on.
The Thai thing? I saw the Thai thing one of the first times it happened, and I was pretty...
Oh, it just never stops, even last night.
Yeah.
It's not only to sleeps and secrets, it's also to surf and Bagumba and Lucian, and goes very far now.
Yeah, I know.
So we need to be a little bit more careful for them too, because this is like the strongest community that I know over here in this state, and I don't want to see this like broken up because of bad people. Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing, you know, it's since the community is like some script when one live ends, you know, they just cycle around and eventually we end up finding each other, like as in the people that we don't like and stuff, and I guess we just all kind of have to learn how to interact with them.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
You guys know that there's certain people from the XRP army that I really don't like, and I've had to just kind of embrace their presence because, you know, I really like Wes. I think he's a really good person to me, at least, and you know, sometimes there's people in his life that I really don't like, but I have to just embrace their presence and enjoy my time with them while they drop their completely absurd points. And I think you all know who I'm talking about.
Oh, look at that. Roger's out there on YouTube watching me right now. And for the record, it's Jojo, not Yoyo.
Not Yo-Yo?
No. He fucking says that every time. I'm like, what is wrong with this guy? But anyways.
What is it? Jojo? No.
For the record, you don't always have to deal with the people that you don't like. Just don't be there.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to build a brand out of this, you know, I'm trying to get my following up, and, you know, it's sometimes I kind of have to be in the bear live, you know, just to get the following and stuff, like, it's, I don't know, I normally I sit there for a while, I have a conversation, and then I drop down when I get tired. The other day, I also had my little moment, there was a couple of nights ago where I managed to somehow fall asleep early. And I texted Wes and I was like, I'm sorry, man. Like, I just don't have it in me today. I was in your live, Devenzo, I think. And I said it too. I was like, I don't have it in me tonight. And I just dropped down because I just couldn't deal with any of it. It's so draining. It's such a draining space.
I see you in there, Kelly. I feel bad for you sometimes.
Well, nobody's telling him to go in there. He just does it himself.
Yeah.
I feel like stop.
Why are you feeling bad about it? He does it himself.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, I'm just trying to build a brand, man. And like the thing is, like all my friends that are really big influencers in crypto, they've all told me the same thing, that they want to quit this cycle. Every single one of them, Blockchain Boy, Crypto Network, everyone, they all want to just leave, disappear. They don't want to come back to crypto because it's such a toxic space. Everyone just, I mean, it's normal that everyone is out for themselves, I guess. So.
I want to stay in crypto. I just don't want to stay in TikTok.
You're right.
Yeah, that's Lucian. Are you active on X? Because in X it gets even worse.
I'm active on X, but I'm not active in X.
Oh yeah, I get you. I mean,
5 Letter Man. You found metal about 5 months ago. Love the whole ecosystem. Great. So do we, man. We love everything about it. Let us know what you actually like everything about it since you like the ecosystem. And somebody was saying something?
yeah, I was gonna say like literally today, like when the news came out. So basically, in Twitter, like the best way to grow is you have to be like Wadi was saying, you have to be a reply person. So every big account, you have to reply. Just post the randomest comment that comes to mind. Someone will find it funny, and you'll get a lot of impressions, followers, interactions, and stuff, right? And I got the news from President Trump saying that the U.S. Has negotiated a total reset with China during the trade talks, right? And so I replied, and I was like, "Oh, so we dumped the entire market for no reason, just to pump it back up." Got it. And the amount of hate I'm getting right now, like I've been called the R word, I've been called a dipshit, I've been called an idiot, like in just 10 minutes, like just everyone coming right at me. And it's like, dude, it's just a random comment. Like I understand the implications of the like trade reset with China. I really do. I don't need fucking random people on Twitter lecturing me on economics, believe me. But like it's just that like everyone is so quick to insult, so quick to disrespect. No one has, any sort of manners. It's actually insane to me, bro.
Well, I mean, that's always gonna be the the feedback that you get from somebody. If you're expecting publicity and trying to grow, it doesn't matter. You can do all the right things. It just doesn't matter. You can't please everybody. So, in other words, you just got to send them the same message back to them and give them the big fuck you too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
because you can't take it personal. It's business. At the end of the day, what you're doing, but at the same time, you can't let that get to you. It is what it is. Haters
Yeah,
always gonna hate.
absolutely.
So I'm just saying you don't have to interact with the people you don't want to be in. You just got to keep doing what you're doing, and if it's something that is very legitimate to everyone, well, then what the hell does it matter?
Yeah, I mean, I try, bro. I really do try. It's really hard to.
You should sing the song right about now.
What's that?
Let's all sing the song.
Has anyone in this group ever heard of Sora?
That's a no jojo. You know what I'm saying?
What song is Stroh's talking about? I'm so confused.
AI.
Hate.
That's actually Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Is against under Sora the thing.
My claim to fame is not singing, so don't hold me to that.
Yeah.
That moment in time.
Look into that project, Sora. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. Let's see what that's all about. Nice to see you, Jess. Haven't heard of you for a minute.
What's up?
Did the Chinese finally send you your 3D printer, or you're still on hold?
The DTF printer is still on the boat, I guess.
Oh, so you're gonna wait until next year then?
Yeah, right. At least it'll get to the port quicker, considering the port won't be delayed and held up.
Oh, well, like you're gonna be like, what's his name? That damn historian. I'll remember his name.
Oh, Christopher Columbus?
Jesus Christ, not that guy. Now, for Sora, is the ticker... I'm sorry, SORA, or what the hell is it? Because there's like two of them here. ZBEC is way better than XPR. It's trash. I don't know. I mean, look at it however you want to look at it, but...
They're the same color. Who cares?
I think ZBEC is, what is it, just a wallet or something? I don't really look into that shit. Can somebody please elaborate?
It's got this whole like payroll thing behind it. I don't know.
It doesn't sound that intriguing coming from Crypto Cali, so it must be that.
Yeah, but you know me, man. I'm a bear for everything.
Oh.
So, from a payroll aspect, I think the idea is to get people paid friction, and I hate the buzzwords, but it is what it is.
And thank you.
Hold that thought. I'll be back.
And thank you for all the people that are watching right now on YouTube. I got people in here watching. Thank you for showing. Yeah, I think you know, Zebek
So what was
is,
it again?
huh?
What was it on your YouTube? Tell me. I'm gonna.
It's
pop up
JoJo's Crypto. You'll see it. It's live.
Yeah, I'm watching already.
Do I
My
see
name's Sharky.
JoJo's?
You're
Do I
Sharky.
Yep, that's me.
Oh, right on. Anyways, but overall, yeah, you know, if you think that XPR is trash, that's fine. I can say the same thing about Zebek. I think Zebek is garbage from inside out. You know, there's more things that you can do with XPR. You
See
know,
my dog face? Hey, oh, you recording me? Hey, not good, man.
no, that's actually stays there live anyway. So if everybody wants to, you know, call me out on some shit, I don't really care. They can go fuck off. This is basically to get everybody or people into a different coin, you know, other than what's out there that's being pumped to the public. You know, like Zebek. I don't want to go buy that motherfucker right now if it's just everybody's running for, you know, fearing out of missing that coin. No thanks. Maybe I'll buy it next year when it takes a dump.
Exactly. It's getting so shilled right now. Like, is it really the moment to buy? No.
That's the red flag. When you got a whole community telling their entire community to go build or buy a million Z-back, they're prepping for something.
Welcome, Happy Gilmore, XPR. Yeah, you know, can say the same thing about you, about Happy Gilmore, dumbass.
Hey, Happy Gilmore, what's your favorite project? What are you invested in?
Rebels in the house. I see you, Web3.
Web3 is the man.
I know. It's actually Devenzo.
No, Devenzo is the man too.
Devenzo is the man. He's got such pure intentions. We love you, Devenzo, brother.
Yep.
The turtlenecks, man. Let me tell you.
Yeah, he finally got rid of it.
This guy's head's not going to fit in the box in a minute.
Yeah, get closer. You might, you know, walk through to the screen.
Happy Gilmore doesn't know blockchain or crypto.
I don't know. It may be one of those fucking guys. It may be Rico or those rejects or something. I don't know. Or what's in the crypto baby or whatever the fuck it is.
I'm gonna pass it to my man.
XOR. I'm gonna go look at that. Just because I gotta see.
Kadzovi Mali. Zebek, not trash, but XPR is kind. Oh, King. You fixed it to King. Yes. Well, I mean, Cods, I mean, you gotta understand, they're over here on TikTok talking a lot of trash, so I'm just throwing it right back to them the same way. So it is what it is. Now, looking at that Sora coin, there's really not much about it. It looks like a meme coin or something. And it can't be reached, so definitely something wrong with that coin.
Tornado sounds going off.
Yeah, no, so I've got a question for you guys that live near like tornado riddled areas. Like how dangerous is it really? Because like for us here in Spain, hearing about a tornado is like, whoa, like a fucking tornado. Like we're all gonna die.
Why don't you go and stand right next to it and let me know if you ever come back down?
Well, I'm not planning on it. That's why I'm asking.
Callie, it's
like jump into one of them.
But we are not used to this kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
we don't get this stuff.
Wind holes and stuff like this, like so like this tiny tornado.
Not all places in the U.S. are subject to tornadoes, but like I'm on the coast, the Gulf Coast, and we get hurricanes, and with hurricanes come tornadoes. So we see them only if we have a hurricane. But you don't want to be in its path, or it will take you with it.
No, no kidding.
I mean, I wasn't thinking of like, you know, standing outside in the street and letting the tornado just run over me, but like, I mean, like, for example, in terms of like when it comes near homes, like modern homes, like do they still get shredded like it used to in the yeah?
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the time, if it's not a terrible one, it'll just like rip off part of the roof or, you know, something like that. But for some of the big ones, it will demolish whole neighborhoods, just flatten them.
Damn.
Crypto Kelly is also into reality and not entertainment. So if you see it on television, it's not the same like in reality. So for us, it's like we never saw it.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, like that's the thing. Like, I don't know, man. I guess in Venezuela we had a couple of earthquakes. That's really all that I've ever witnessed in terms of natural disasters. Yeah, we've had a couple of really big like floodings here in Madrid, but like that's nowhere close to being as bad. At least for me, of course, that I live in a good area. But like,
do you want to chase this tornadoes?
No, I'm not manifesting a tornado on myself. No, I'm really good, man.
Like this guys on television. If
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm
this American thing.
Yeah, I've watched that. I'm so good. Like I really don't want to go tornado watching. Honestly,
I want to do that once.
Okay, so I looked into Sora, and it screams a little bit of a red flag because they work with the central banks. It's a CBDC technology. So if you guys want, I can just show you what I found.
What happened?
So this is Sora, the individual that was talking about it. Right?
Is it the last neighborhood we lived in that had across the street Woodlands Tower and Woodlands?
I can't hear you. What?
Sorry, JoJo. I didn't realize I wasn't muted.
Oh, anyways, but Sora is an adaptive, non-debt-based monetary framework to enable economic monetary stability for financial vulnerable countries. Okay, but then when I select up here where it says CBDC, right, which none of us, well, a lot of pro cryptos are not, fans of CBDCs. Soramitsu, a Sora technology contributor, works closely with central banks developing backbone infrastructure to provide innovative services that empower people, supporting financial inclusivity to at all levels. They should have just said. They should have just stuck with the XRP then. Okay. Sounds like it's I mean, I would say that it may be a good project, but one thing is that I'm not a fan of CBDCs, right? But if it makes you money, it makes you money. I'm not gonna deny that. And what happened to the people that were on the panel? They decided to jump off, or what?
I'm here.
I'm here.
Oh, I guess there was somebody else, and I was like, "Hey, what happened?" It was the.
Yes, the Venture went. I don't know what happened to him.
Or he's probably on. He's probably still on the YouTube. That's fine. They went to buy XOR.
That's what you were just looking at. Those are the call letters.
Oh, yeah, that's the ticker. Yeah, that's the ticker.
That was funny. That's a good one.
Well, he said Sora, and then I asked for the ticker, and then it was Sora. But yeah. But I mean, look, I mean, the potential in that, the total supply for that is 340? Sounds pretty low.
Brilliant.
It doesn't say millions or billions, it just says 340.
I saw a trillion when I just looked it up.
1,000?
E.
100. 340.
I mean, if it's that very low, I don't know, buddy.
Got some numbers.
Which is fine. It's at 14 zeros, so get your bags while you still can. And you'll have to get it through Polka Swap. Or Uniswap as well. They have it there too. That looks like a project that you can spend, you know, $50 on that, and maybe you get something out of it.
But Gumbo, what was that you just showed? I missed it.
Okay. Well, that's that. So, how's everybody else doing? Everybody else is jumping on other lives, trying to learn something.
Bouncing.
I don't know who else is live. Oh, Waddy's probably still live.
Yeah, he's got like another 3 hours to his mark. I'm loving the very direct and bluntness there, JoJo. Like, you don't like this? Well, fuck you. I love that shit.
Well, I mean, what do you want me to do? It's like, it's pretty obvious that they don't like it, so, well, it's only fair that I respond in the same way.
Oh, no, yeah, I completely agree. I just love it.
You know, it's like...
Wes is live and so is Waddy.
Oh. You know, like, and at the end of the day, I've said it before, I'm not going to be going into people's lives that I don't want to be in because I may not like the people, and that's fine. That's my business. I'm not going to go start shit.
If anybody wants to escape the Matrix, Brooke is having a live on that.
You know, it is what it is.
No, thank you.
Yep. Rather be here.
You know, so... Yeah. At least here, you know, you don't have to pay a subscription to watch this episode.
And there's no push to.
I like being here because about every 5 minutes, JoJo tells me to fuck off.
That's not true.
I know, he keeps us in check. It's nice.
Yeah. Yes. And...
Hey, JoJo. Have a look at CFX, bro.
CFX.
Yeah.
Conflux?
Yes.
It's at 10 cents.
Look what it's done.
Put it up on
Over
the
the last.
It does what all the other coins does. It goes up.
That's a nice
down.
picture.
Yeah, but I mean, this is just coming up from rock bottom. This has just broken out the downwards trend and the sideways trend and just entered the upwards trend. Not financial advice. Look at the 4-hour chart on this, you'll see what I mean.
Hold on. So I'm looking at the 7-day right here. And yeah, it was at what, just shy over 70 cents. And it's, no, shy over It was at 7 cents and it went up to like what?
10.
10? That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a nice chart. CFX, huh?
Yep.
Guess we're gonna look at it and see what it is.
Mohammed.
I've got into this. Yeah, I've been buying this for the last 2 years, and I've bought it pretty much at the bottom on the last dip when it was at like 67.
What exchange is it on?
I think it's on Kraken.
Okay.
It
Crypto.com.
is here. Binance, Mexi, Binance. Let's see what else we have. I don't see any Kraken. I don't see any
Is Kraken
Coinbase.
not on there?
Not on crypto.com. I couldn't find it on Phantom either. Usually, if I can't find something, I find it on Phantom.
Oh, yeah, no. There's something fishy about that project then. No, just kidding.
That project's a very old project. It's not a new project. It's a few years old. But I'll tell you what, though, it's doing fantastic now, and it's just come out the bottom. And the funny thing is, there's a few projects that are gonna do really, really well, and people aren't talking about them.
C, F is in Frank, X is in xylophone.
Charlie, Frank, X-ray.
Got it.
The name's Conflux.
So basically, let's just read it out. Why Conflux? It says high throughput or breaking tree graph consensus algorithm uses parallel processing of blocks and transactions to lower confirmation times and increase TPS. Secure. Conflux utilizes a highly tested POW proof of work consensus to provide increased security and anti-reentrance attack protection at the protocol level. Interoperable. I can never say that word. Shuttle Flow is a lightning fast cross-chain asset bridge built on Conflux that enables seamless assets transfers between multiple protocols. Scalable. Conflux provides unmatched scalability, eliminating the consensus bottleneck of other blockchains without sacrificing security or decentralization. Built-in staking. Built-in staking interest provides a foundation for innovative DeFi apps. Stake tokens currently receive an annualized rate of 4% generated by the additional issuance of tokens. It's a token. Low fees. Our fee sponsorship mechanism allows users with zero wallet balance to still engage with blockchain sponsors, pay a portion of or all of another user's transaction fees to help with user onboarding. So it's another crypto. I see that it's another crypto.
Old one, but it's been I've been using this and capitalizing on this for a good while now, and it's just hit rock bottom. That's why I thought I'd mention it here, because according to my chart analysis, it's just come out the downward trend. It's come out the sideward trend just now. So seeing a good dip on this would be a good opportunity from what I'm seeing at the moment. Not financial advice, of course. And to be honest, I don't really care how good the companies are to these coins. I just see how the coin moves with Bitcoin. And Bitcoin today has done 1.5%, and this has done 16%. So that to me is a good sign.
Right. Partnerships with Chainlink, Injective. Oasis, Pancake Swap, KuCoin, Venture. Okay.
They've got quite a few partnerships. It's mineable as well. You can mine it and earn money as well.
Man, there's so much crypto out here, it's insane.
You see, there's going to be a lot of new cryptos coming out now. As soon as you get Bitcoin going up over 105 to 108,000, you're going to have loads of coins coming out, loads of meme coins coming out. Purely on the basis people know that people are going to be taking their profits and they're going to be willing to gamble a proportion of that profit.
Yeah.
And when that happens, you're not going to be able to really find a good coin. So I go by my own my motto that I've been standing by for the last 4.5 years. Old is gold. If this project hits its all-time high again, if Bitcoin goes to 200,000, yeah, it's pretty much doubled. But if this goes to its all-time high, it's gonna be a times 10.
Yeah, nobody knows what's gonna happen with these coins. I mean, some of them are gonna fail, some of them are not. Okay, so we have Zen Crypto. It's at 7 zeros, and there's no white paper, nothing. It's just no dashboard data. Yeah, no, definitely not that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out there that people need to, I guess, they gotta watch out.
Did anybody else get into CRV, or was it just me?
CRV?
Yep.
I know
Is that Clover Finance, is it?
It is just probably one of the best projects I've ever gotten into.
Is it CRV?
Yep, CRV. Curve Dow.
Okay.
Curve Dow.
No, I did not get into that. That is something new.
That's one that Zach brought up a while ago. And I got in at the time when he said to get in, and it's just riding a nice wave.
It's nice when you get a bit of good advice and it pays off.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, I got in at the bottom, and it's just, look at the chart.
Pull the chart up, bro. That's done nicely as well.
Yeah.
Can't be mad at that.
No, look at that. I got in at, I think, 48.
What's it at now?
I think, what's
81?
it at? Is it up at 80?
81?
Yeah. So you get about 100%, then that's nice.
Yeah,
Well
it's
done.
just going, it's on an uptrend. It's not going to stop.
I hope some of these coins don't stop. They keep going up. And you can definitely buy it on Kraken, Uniswap. Speaking of Kraken, I gotta eventually try out their new trading platform because they had a huge update on that. And now you can do, not only can you trade crypto, but you can trade stocks too.
Wow.
Happy to see that.
Yeah, so like even if you don't trade, but if you just want to buy, you can still just buy them on the Kraken app on your phone and just buy either crypto or stocks. I mean, and they have thousands of like stocks in there. I was like, wow. They even went all the way to penny stocks.
Hey, do you guys trade any stocks or anything?
I don't. But I know, stocks make money.
Anyone on the panel trade stocks? No.
Negative.
I just I bought a stock in a company called Optinose about a month ago, and about a week and a half ago it popped 400%. But you can never get them trades all the time. Sometimes you gotta fight for them.
Yeah.
And sometimes you gotta get lucky.
That plays a big part. Gotta walk in at the right place at the right time, everybody. Sometimes it's just like that.
Hey, Hawkman.
Speaking of the lives, I thought you girls did pretty well this morning, covering up a lot of bases.
Oh, thank you, JoJo.
I was like, wow, you girls wrote that shit down, moved on to the next topic, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, it's organized for sure.
Drew keeps moving.
I'm all over the place myself.
Well, what's nice about it is if you keep it organized like that, we can keep it to an hour. It's intentional.
And I figured that's...
We expect you to go on until you're tired. We expect yours to just go on until you're like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah, until I'm fucking tired and fall asleep on the live again, right?
Thank you, Hawkman.
Yeah.
Hey, Jojo, I just subscribed to your YouTube channel.
Thank you. And like I said, if you missed those episodes, you can just rewatch them there.
All right. Okay, cool.
They stay there forever.
The topic is going to be capital gains and taxes for crypto.
Oh, for next week?
Yep.
I still pay my taxes on crypto because I don't listen to anybody until the bill passes through. Just saying out there, because taxman, knocking on your door is not that very nice.
And that's another topic of conversation is what does everybody think about the stablecoin bill not passing?
That is something.
I think there's just a few more things they have to work out.
I mean, can you elaborate as to why it did not pass, or what? Or
yeah, Democrats.
Oh,
the Democrats banded together and stopped it basically. And if you think about the reason why, it has to do with the fact that, by passing a stablecoin bill, it's basically taking the government control out of things. So we're taking their money away, if you just want to put it that way.
Right. So I thought we had control of the Senate and Congress.
I thought the same thing, but for whatever reason, they were able to talk enough people out of passing the bill.
What a load of bullshit.
Yeah, what you gotta remember is how many people have got mortgages that are signed contracts. Now, in them contracts, they don't mention nothing about the money system changing and that they have to pay the rest of their mortgage in a different currency or digital currency. So all of them contracts will be null void, meaning everyone who has them properties will then get them properties for free.
Not in
and they can't
America.
have- Huh?
Not in America.
Hey, contracts work worldwide.
That's actually not the first time that I've heard that, but I haven't actually looked into it yet.
I'm just saying, you know, there are contracts out there, and right now, Trump had, or the administration had just announced that supposedly they're gonna start making people pay those, what do they call it? Those school loans. No more defaulting.
I've heard that about the real estate loans too.
And I'm just
Yeah.
telling you, in America, that's not gonna happen because you cannot afford to people just, oh yeah, we're gonna clean it out, start a clean slate. That's not gonna happen. That's hurting the market in general.
Yeah, but that's why they've denied the stable coin. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
That's the whole purpose
There
of what I
is
was
something
saying. Is
behind that,
there's
though,
too
Jojo.
there's too much money involved that's gonna slip through the gaps in mortgage contracts and lending contracts. I mean, for example, this year they might have digital assets mentioned in the contract, but they can only do that once the government has accepted cryptocurrency as a legal tender. And then they can only write it into a contract as an alternative payment method. But until it becomes legal tender, they can't write it in a contract.
I mean, think about it. If you wanted to pay your mortgage in Bitcoin, they'd be a fool not to take it, right? Because you can get them. You can get like dollars all day long, you know, but you can't get Bitcoin.
you mean in USDC, not Bitcoin?
I'm just talking U.S. dollars.
Oh,
If I want,
okay.
they should take Bitcoin as a form of payment because there's a scarce supply.
Right. But what I'm saying in general is like, yeah, I mean, paying it with USDC, right? With my Coinbase debit card, then yeah, you know.
That wouldn't work, though. Bitcoin wouldn't work. Reason being, for example, let's just have a look at the previous cycle, for example. Bitcoin went up to 68,000. Then it dropped all the way down to 16,000. Now, if I start getting loans at 16,000, I don't need to pay them back because by the time Bitcoin goes all the way back up to 60,000, I've just done a times 4. It wouldn't work for payment methods. It'd have to be a stable coin.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. Pay in USDC.
Yeah, but even if they say pay in USDC, there's no contract out there that's been signed for a loan or anything else that says that you're gonna have to pay in a digital currency of sorts. And to be
Like, I just looked it up on Grok just to see, you know, what Grok would have to say about it. It said that if this type of adoption would happen, they would still, it would kind of run parallel to the fiat conversion in the fiat system. But if we were to transition into 100% cryptocurrency, then everything would be rewritten and it into cryptocurrency, whatever the outstanding balance conversion from fiat into crypto. But then it would also cause situations to where you would have to rewrite the loan terms, and then it could become volatile. So the actual
because in order for them to rewrite the contract, they have to breach their terms and conditions.
No, I
which
hear you.
means
I get it. Yeah.
They then default on that loan, and as long as you're not to blame and you're in the right, you're gonna get your home for free.
Right. Well, so technically, like if you were to just look at it in black and white, that's the way it would be. But I don't think any system would allow that. So I think that the more like realistic and
No, what I'm trying to say is, look, we know digital currency ain't gonna come into effect till about 3 to 5 years at least.
right.
Now, if you go and get a mortgage now, right, over 20 years, and after 5 years, there's no method of you paying that mortgage off because the government has now transitioned to digital currency, they've defaulted on that contract, not you.
Yeah, but that's not the
I
point.
hear you.
We get that point. We get all that, but we're just saying in general that um, it would
It
create a
feels kind of
problem.
A's and B's
Mhm.
category.
Yeah.
Oh, get the hell out of here with that.
No, I'm serious. It feels more like part of that conversation.
Kind of in that ballpark.
Yeah, in that realm of possibilities.
Mm,
I mean, it would be nice if it were to end up that way, and we
Keep my A's and B's out of your mouth.
yeah. I mean, look, I get it that not a lot of people are savvy with technology and crypto, and I get it. But I think at least it still should be optional for the individual, for those that do know how to utilize crypto. That's all I'm saying. And if you do use, crypto, at least use a stable coin like, USDC or Tether for that matter.
I don't think like anything like a mortgage or that has volatility like that would ever be transitioned into anything other than a stable coin.
And that's what I'm saying. That just utilize USDC or Tether and call it a day.
Some would also suggest RLUSD.
What?
But your current mortgage contract doesn't say you can pay in a digital dollar. It doesn't say that. And I think that's what John is trying to say is they're defaulting if they don't pay, because if they're saying you have to pay in US dollar or whatever it is.
If
And
the contract says you gotta pay in the dollar, you gotta pay in the dollar unless stated otherwise. And if it's not stated, then they're at default on their own contract.
yeah.
No, I think
Jojo,
you
on
would.
the lending. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm
This
just
is
saying in general, like if
what
you're
I've
gonna
heard.
pay with USDC, you're not technically breaking the contract. You're just updating and giving the retailer the opportunity to pay
the
with
thing is,
USDC. It's still
there is a
dollars.
change. There is a change. The change is you move from a fiat currency to a digital currency.
I said give the option.
Yeah, but this is what we're trying to say to you. There's no contract at the moment that has that as an option. That's why it classes as a default.
No,
Yep, I've heard this.
not for a home that's worth $350,000 in America at a median range. No,
They'll come up with something.
thank you. You were saying, Father?
I was just curious.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me. All right, hang on. Let me turn my earbud off. There.
Well, I would like to pay my house with Metal Dow stablecoin. Where's Marshall Hayner? We need him.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
I guess.
So, when you borrow on any of your platforms, are you borrowing a quantity or a dollar amount?
That depends on what you're doing.
Because the reason why I ask is if you borrow 500 Bitcoin, then you have to pay back 500 Bitcoin. So the price doesn't matter. It goes up you're still paying back 500 Bitcoin regardless of what the value is. But if you're borrowing $500 worth of Bitcoin and the cost of Bitcoin goes up, that's a different story. So how does it work?
This is why we were saying that all these loans and everything that people are going to be doing has to be done on a stable coin. It can't be done on Bitcoin because the price is too volatile. I mean, if Bitcoin drops down to 40,000 now, guess what? I'm going to get 10 loans because I know it's going to go back up to about 80.
Well, I mean, like I
You
said,
see,
it depends on how the loan is written. If the loan is written in a dollar amount of Bitcoin, or if the loan is written in a quantity of Bitcoin.
Yeah, but Bitcoin's not recognized as a legal tender regardless.
Correct.
So you could, at the moment, you can't even use Bitcoin as a legal tender of any source.
Well, that's fine. For right now, on the lending platforms that these guys are using to borrow a specific crypto, how's that operating? Is that operating in a dollar amount, or is that operating in a quantity of a given coin?
It again, it depends on how you're doing things. Some, for example, I could borrow in the dollar amount and then buy my crypto, and if that crypto value comes down, I've still got to pay the loan amount back off, even if I'm at a loss.
Correct.
But then, if I'm shorting a stock, then I'd be borrowing the stock.
So that's how it works on your lending on XPR stuff, Jojo?
So basically, we'll use the coins as collateral. I mean, because you're literally lending and borrowing, right? You're using it as collateral.
Right. So
right?
It's calculating the differences based on your loan health then.
Correct.
Okay.
It's similar to liquidity.
And so, but here's the thing though, like, forget about those particular coins. I'm just talking about in general. Like, if you're going to pay something with cash, right, just overall US dollars, right, and the stable coin USDC is stabled, why not just use a stable coin? Nobody says you have to use Bitcoin and fucking Ethereum or all these other coins. Nobody's saying any of that. I'm just saying in general, if it's USDC and it's still US dollars, then why does it fucking matter?
Because there's nothing backing it. For example, the dollar was backed by gold, then it was backed by oil, and now it's backed by nothing. Now you're trying to create a crypto reserve so you can back the dollar by a crypto reserve over in America. So at the moment, you haven't got nothing backing your dollar. In fact, one might go as far as to say that Bitcoin is worth a lot more than the dollar.
Correct, but overall it doesn't matter. If it's not backed by anything, why does it matter? People are utilizing it and giving it its value.
Yes and no. Because if you look at, I mean, for example, now, if you look at meme coins, yeah? Now, this is a quite open-minded suggestion of something. Yeah? If you look at meme coins, right, what happens when the value goes sky high on them? People sell and rug pull and the price comes down, right? Bitcoin ain't gonna be no different. The only difference is Bitcoin doesn't have all the coins coming out in one go. It takes years and years for all of them to be released. So in the meantime, the value of Bitcoin is going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up until you can't get no more. When you can't get no more, people are going to move on to other coins. And when they move on to other coins, Bitcoin will fall. But That's like talking about 20 years' time, not now. In the near future, right now, it's just going to keep going up.
Right.
It's just the way Bitcoin's been laid out and the way more tokens, more coins are unlocked. They have to be mined. And because of that reason, it makes Bitcoin very valuable because of the Fahrenheit supply.
Right, the limited supply.
Yeah. But like I said, what do you think's gonna happen when all the 99% of Bitcoin's been mined and no one can buy any because A, the price is too high, B, there's none available for anyone to buy?
Well, I guess the people with money are going to be the only ones able to trade.
No, but the thing is, they've all bought it, so it increases in value. But now there's no more Bitcoin to buy to increase the value.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say in general, if somebody wanted to sell a few Bitcoins, right? Release a few Bitcoins. They want to sell them for USDC, right? And let's say Bitcoin is at $1 million a coin. The only people that are going to be able to buy Bitcoin are the ones that have money to trade.
It would be a different story if you couldn't fractionalize it, but the fact that you can fractionalize all of it makes it a different playing field.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand that, but then it's going to be one millionaire selling Bitcoin to another millionaire, and then they're just going to be doing that back and forth, and the price still ain't going to go up. Does that make sense?
No, I get what you're saying.
Right, and if you look at the scenario of what happens to all these coins, yeah, you're only going to look at the meme coins to understand what's going on. Eventually, each and every one ends up being a rug pull of sorts.
Yeah, we're in early.
Yeah, we're in early. We're in at the state. Yeah, see, I think what's going to happen is you're going to have the digital dollar coming out. Yeah, another coin that's going to be the actual digital dollar, and then you're going to have Bitcoin value transferred into that dollar to give it value. And I think that's what your dollar will be. Unless if they have a proper Bitcoin reserve, not a fake one like what they've got at the moment.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of complicated, very complex. You know, I mean, I don't know. I just think that once they are all completely bought, you know, I think it's gonna still increase with value over time because it's completely bought. And when somebody sells it, or somebody's willing to sell it, I think they're willing to sell it for a higher price. Definitely not for a lower price.
But you know what?
But point is, at that point, you can't use it as a legal tender, can you? You can't use it to buy stuff. You could only use it to increase its value.
Right.
But you can't use it to buy stuff.
No, I get that part. I never said that.
That you could use it to buy stuff because it depends on the two entities that are transacting. If the person selling something is willing to accept Bitcoin, then this transaction will go through.
We're talking about government usage. We're not talking about one-to-one private sale.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, forget about, you know, that. I'm just saying in general, if somebody was to sell their Bitcoin right back into the market for a higher price, then it is what it is.
Well, look at it this way right now. All the institutions are buying Bitcoin, but they're buying it OTC directly from the miners. If they bought it from the exchanges like they should be doing, then Bitcoin should have been over 200,000 by now. And there's nothing stopping for the same thing to be happening in reverse for the sales side of it.
I'm not sure that you can make the statement that it's not being bought on exchanges and that it's only being bought through miners.
The only people that are buying off the
Brokers.
exchanges are retail. Institutions are buying OTC. BlackRock, they buy OTC. Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, they buy OTC. They don't buy from the exchange. Because if they bought the amount that they're buying from the exchange, then the price of Bitcoin would go high too quickly. They don't want that. That's why they buy OTC directly from the miners.
Aren't there Bitcoin brokers for that?
Steve, welcome.
Well, where are the Bitcoin brokers gonna get their Bitcoin from?
A miner.
Yeah, because the only way you can get Bitcoin is if it's mined in the first place. Now, all this Bitcoin that's in circulation, yeah, at some point has been mined to bring it into circulation. Bitcoin didn't start off with, yeah, we're gonna start it off with 100 Bitcoin. It started off at 0 and it had to be mined. So, so in a perspective, if there's nothing left to mine, right, or there's very little left to mine, there's not enough for people to buy it.
Hold on a second. You were saying, Steve?
But then it becomes a finite resource. So yeah, the value increases, but since it can be fractionalized, so many people own fractions of a Bitcoin that those exchanges still happen between private entities and the small people, so to speak. So even if you had a $1 million, dollar Bitcoin, there's still people that own $1,000, $50 of that. Do you know what I mean? So that cycle continues, and there's a lot of Bitcoin that's fractionalized already exchanging in the system. So it just becomes a commodity like gold or anything else, silver, where it's commodity. You can't. It's not an infinite resource, but therefore, just like gold, the value will just keep increasing over time, but you can still.
I understand that, but what I was the point that I was trying to get at, right, is the amount that's being mined, everything that's been going on, right, it's gonna go on for a good few years yet. We ain't gonna get that to that point. But my point being is the way Bitcoin is designed, yeah, at some point there's gonna be no more coming into existence. It may become finite supply, but what happens when certain companies own like over 80%, and in some way or form, they will end up with more than 80% in their pockets.
They get to sell off, and there's all kinds of tricks.
Yeah, but see, the problem we're facing in it is that, for example, now you got a company like BlackRock that's been buying OTC, and they bought about £1 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? For example. Now, if they were to sell half of that Bitcoin on the exchange, then Bitcoin price will be bumped. It'll bump by about 50%.
Sorry, whose phone is ringing?
Steve.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So right now, if BlackRock or MicroStrategy, any one of them decide to sell half their Bitcoin on the exchange, it'll drop the price of Bitcoin and put so much more into circulation.
Then I would buy one if it drops its price.
Yeah, but my point is, they're still going to be buying OTC. So even though they've sold on the exchange, when they're going to be buying, they're not going to be buying on the exchange. They only sell on the exchange because that's the only place you can sell it. But you can buy OTC from miners. And if they keep doing the same thing over and over again, the price of Bitcoin not going to go very far. And the only thing that's making the price of Bitcoin going up at the moment is the fact that there's so much being able to be mined at the moment every 4 years.
Well, all I know is too soon to know what really is going to happen. I mean, that's a great prediction and all that, but
Yeah, it's just an opinion of mine, or not even an opinion. It's just an option that's on the table that could lead a certain way, and you want to know all your options. For example, you got people saying XRP is going to go to the moon. Is it? Right?
About $5.
People are saying Bitcoin's going to go to 1 million.
you were saying, Zach?
I think Bitcoin will see 14 grand before it gets anywhere near 200. And people that'll tell you that, oh, it gets too expensive to mine it and all that, what a lot of people don't realize is that Bitcoin has an algorithm that recalculates mining difficulty every 2 weeks. And as miners shut down...
I used to be a miner, so I'm aware of exactly what's going on.
I know it. I'm just saying, Mohammed, like the whole objective, and I know what you're saying, is to sell a narrative and induce liquidity. And motherfucker, they are inducing a shitload of liquidity right now.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah, and it's like the time to buy is when like you don't want to. Like when you feel like you're throwing up buying because the price is so fucking low, like that's when you buy. And when people get frothy, you sell.
Yeah,
but Bitcoin doesn't have to go to $1 million anytime soon.
No, I mean,
That's true.
All I'm saying, right, is people are saying by November, December time, Bitcoin should be hitting about 250,000, yeah? I'm estimating if we get up to 150,000, I'd be happy with that. Yeah, if we get up to about 170,000, I'd be very happy. But the likelihood of it going to 250,000 before
you'd be very happy. Does that imply you would sell it?
Unlikely.
What was that, Father?
I said, when you say you would be happy at those prices, does that imply that those are the prices you're interested in selling at?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Okay. I was just curious. Because I was wondering if this was a conversation that was along parallel lines with people who get excited about their home values going up, but if they get out, then they're paying a premium for something else as well. So if Bitcoin price goes up, but you're not interested in selling because you're looking at holding for the long haul,
I don't think people.
I've got two pots. I've got a long-term pot and a short-term pot. Yeah, my long-term pot I've had since 16,000 when Bitcoin was at 16,000, and that's doing very, very nicely for me. My short-term pot that I got, that one I use to increase the amount that I've got in my long-term pot. But at the same time, come November time, if Bitcoin's hit 150k, I'm going to be taking 75% of my money out and just leaving 25% in to drop. And when I see it drop by about 50-60%, I'll start DCAing back in.
out of just your short-term pot, not your long-term pot.
Yeah, long-term. Well, no, I'll be taking most of the long-term pot. I ain't gonna leave a long-term pot in there to depreciate by about 60%. I'd rather take all that money out, yeah, and just leave a small percentage in. And when it comes down by about 50%, then start putting it back in.
So now your long-term pot is no longer a long-term pot, it's an intermediary pot.
Yes. But the thing is, my long-term pot started at 16k, and my short-term pot started at 16k as well.
I didn't sell last cycle when it was in the 60,000. I've been holding a lot since 2016. I won't make that mistake again.
Well, this is exactly my point. It went to 68, then 16.
Yeah, I know. I watched my fucking wallet. I watched them all go all the way down. All the way down.
You know, luckily I had sold all my Bitcoin that I owned, right? But the Bitcoin that I mined in 2021, right? I paid for 3 expensive graphics cards, a new computer, and then I still had about £2,500 profit on top just by mining.
Look how cheap those Animiners are now.
Right, but you know what? You know what the funny thing is? I had £2,500 in there, and I seen that £2,500 come all the way down to £750.
Yeah,
that's crypto for you.
Yeah, that's 68,000 going down to 16,000. 2.5K coming down to about £700.
You were saying?
My buddy's got a wallet that he can't, like, he has to declare it on his taxes every year, but he doesn't have access to it, and he just says he can't access it. But I think last year it was worth 162 million worth of Bitcoin that he can't get into.
Damn.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You better find those keys.
He can't. He needs to brute for, and like he needs, like, he told me what he really needs is quantum computing to work for them to be able to get into the wallet. And if quantum computing, he told me, he said, and if the quantum computing works for me to get into the wallet, then we don't need the fucking Bitcoin.
That's true.
Because at that point, like, Bitcoin will be worthless. Like, I will tell you, whatever price Bitcoin gets to, and then quantum computing works, because every single Bitcoin wallet will be instantaneously brute forceable. Like, imagine something trying like 100,000 passwords.
Yeah, but you gotta remember, that's where you gotta have two-factor authentication, bro. That's where that security comes in. No one can transfer money in and out without entering the code.
Well, that goes to say, for everyone on here listening, be really, really careful who you give your phone number that you verify your crypto with to, because your phone number is much like your social security number when it comes to crypto.
No, it's attached to the phone.
Yep.
Yeah, but 2FA wouldn't matter if quantum computing could break into the SHA-256 encryption.
Yes. That's what I'm saying there, Run Up. You get what I'm saying? Like, the wallets aren't worth it once you can access them, because the thing that'll be going through the roof won't be Bitcoin. It'll be companies that are producing quantum computing.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, if they've got quantum computers that have got that level of hacking capabilities, they wouldn't need to hack no accounts. They just end up printing more.
Well, it wouldn't. I mean, I think they would do it to prove the use case of it being superior for the technology, and I think there'd be a demonstration of it, and then that would be the end of it.
Yeah, there'd be a demonstration of it saying, look, if we wanted to, we could take all your money. So either you're gonna live free and be happy, or you're gonna get poor and very unhappy very quickly.
Father, I feel like we're gonna need an EMP in the next 20 years. Like, I think the fucking nerds are gonna get out of control, and we're gonna have to remind them that their technical shit can get broken.
Instantly.
Yeah, this is
big ass CME.
A what?
Coronal mass ejection.
Whatever. Sounds fucking wonderful. I had fucking, what was the show? Roseanne. I had that shit on earlier. Just straight trash TV from like the early 90s. And I was like, man, this was peak fucking America. We had 24-hour Walmarts. We had all day at McDonald's to eat breakfast. And McDonald's were nice looking. Like, they were happy places. I think every single McDonald's now is brown and black and just fucking ugly.
You know why that is, isn't it?
Do what?
So this,
well, okay.
so this is my take on the threat of quantum computing. I think before we reach the point where quantum computing could hack into the SHA-256 encryption, we'll already have migrated to a quantum proof. We would have already migrated Bitcoin into some blockchain that's quantum proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I think there's plenty of money. Like, I think what everyone should be focused on is making as much fiat, because, like, let's face it, like, you're not going to go spend your Bitcoin to buy groceries. You're not going to spend. I'm a landlord. I'm not taking. I mean, I would, If you're dumb enough to give me your Bitcoin right now for the red, I'll take that shit. You can give me your Bitcoin. But I'm just saying, like, in general, like, outside of Bitcoin and maybe some ETH and Sol, and I would maybe consider taking Sui. But all altcoins are going to go to almost zero again. It happens every cycle. Like, and if they don't go to zero, they might as well have, because your bags are going to be down like 90 to 95%, and you're going to feel like just throwing up. Like watching Solana go from 200 some dollars to like $10. If that's the kind of experience you're looking for, like, hang on to your shit and don't sell it.
No
And it
thanks.
doesn't matter
I
how good your project is.
You
They
know,
slam them all.
I completely agree with you. Yeah, I don't get sentimental with no crypto or no stock. If I see an opportunity to make money, I use it. And right now, the way I'm seeing it with Bitcoin, we've got about 10 years of being able to make good money on it before shit hits a fan.
Yeah, you got a decade. Hopefully, maybe 7. I'd say like 7, probably peak out, and then they'll just rob people and range them.
Yeah, look, I'm just giving a rough example, but in the meantime, if I can make money on it for the next 6 years, I'm going to make money on it, and
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think, Father, I think GameStop's going to make another run. Like a big one.
Before we get to big GameStop, for all the 35 people in the chat, we are also live on YouTube. You can just type in JoJo's Crypto with the Chainlink logo. It is live. I get a few people in there, in and out. So if TikTok goes to shit, we can always go down to YouTube. Now, you were saying about Cash, about GameStop?
GameStop to the moon.
So, Cash, you're the you subscribe to the shorts haven't covered mentality.
Do what?
I said, are you subscribed to the shorts haven't covered yet mentality?
I mean, some of them have, depending. I mean, dude, yeah, there's a lot of pain. Like, I figured we were gonna explode, but I didn't think we were gonna rip quite this high yet. I mean, theoretically, this thing could rip to 111K. I mean, if I wanted to right now. But, you know, there's a lot of people sidelined right now. There's a lot of money sidelined right now.
Yeah. So you look at GameStop and the short interest and what's public, it's not like extraordinarily high, but there's other mechanisms that they could use to short GameStop, which is, you know, with ETFs, now they have this 2x leverage that they just created, and there's also naked shorts that's not, you know, public.
Yeah, that's my concern as well with all these ETFs that are coming out. They can take too much liquidity out the market too quickly with the leverage positions.
Yeah, so one of the biggest ETFs that's shorting GameStop is XRT, and it's been on Reg Show for over like 40 days now.
Hey, real quick, I just looked up their Sector 4 forms, and that's the insider buying and trading for GameStop, and they had a bunch of buys last month.
I'm telling you, bro, it's getting ready to run.
Yeah, dude, look up, go to SEC, SEC, form, FORM, and then the number 4, and then put in GME at the top. That'll be your ticker. And look up those big 3 buys that they just had like last April.
Yeah, that's correct, Pedrino. So Ryan Cohen bought 500,000 shares, which was the biggest buy, and then it was Alan Attal and Larry Chang, and these is all part of the board. So GameStop just had they just had a shareholder voting to elect who's going to remain on the board, just because I think there's 6 people, but they want to reduce it down to 5 because they brought in.
Well, if they're buying it, it's for you throw a big red flag at it. It's normally 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 that it's gonna run. They don't throw money at something for the reason.
Hey, Run Up, I saw you were trading SPY contracts. You should apply for futures on your account. It's way better to trade.
Yeah. No, I've traded futures before, and I use Ninja Trader to trade futures.
Oh, I strictly trade ES.
Hey, cash flow.
Yeah.
Hey, you know how I'm all about the transportation stocks. Did you look at Saya, and did you see when they missed their quarterly earnings that they went down over $100 and some a share?
No, I didn't. I mean, a lot. I mean, I've seen a lot of stocks get hit, but I didn't see that one particularly.
Yeah, I picked that one up. I got quite a few shares in it, and it's been running consistently. So
nice.
It had a little bit of a pullback Friday, but yeah, man, I that thing's been cooking for me. I sat there and I watched it. It got down to like 240, and then the high on it is like 435, but I'm gonna go for about 365 and get out. That's about 65 off from the top.
Rather than sell my altcoin positions, I'm going to short my altcoins when they hit resistances with leverage.
Yep.
And that's like going to be my big. I haven't been excited for altcoins in a while. Like, I'm telling you, a lot of people are sidelined right now. They are going to gun this market all the way up.
I can't wait for these altcoins to blow up. I actually
going to be
sold
quick,
my
man. Like 3 to 5 weeks. Like we're going to have a pullback here in the next. It's in the next couple of days. Like, it's coming. I don't know what's going to cause it, but we're going to have a pullback. ETH needs to hold 2153, like, for altcoins to really like hang on. You know, like Solana needs to hold 150. Like, you can go through them all and kind of look at it, but like, for instance, like, rather than run up, I bought when the China delegates walked out today. I shorted 150 ETH, and then they walked back in, so I closed it. I made a little bit, but I think there's going to be a really good opportunity to, even if you just buy a small position and don't like whale into it, like to short the market.
So you're saying there's going to be a pullback in the future, though?
They gotta pay these people forever.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I tell you what, I got lucky on Solana when I bought it at 20 and 40 bucks, and I took profit on it on the way up. But I felt the same way I did today when I sold my Jasmy token and put it into Chainlink, because it wasn't running, man.
Watch, dude. When ETH starts moving, watch what ARB does. Run up. I've been watching this. So ARB is up 50% in 3 days. And
ARB?
it's like, yeah, it's like leveraged ETH. That shit's like steroids when ETH moves.
What is that? What's the that's an alt token?
Yeah, ARB.
ARB?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the project. I just know it moves.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna put that one on my
And to
list.
me, I don't really care about. I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, this is kind of like, I don't really hold spot on projects that I don't really believe in. But as far as trading,
What's the price on it?
it's like under $1 still. It's cheap. Let me look.
47 cents.
Yeah, it's 70-some cents. So it'll pull back when ETH pulls back. So it'll pull back harder than ETH significantly. So it's better to short it than it is ETH. That's what I figured out today after I closed my ETH short. I was like, oh, I should have shorted ART. And I like looked, and I was like, that's what I'll do next time. But I'm not big on shorting crypto for anything more than a scalp. I'm more interested in leaving like leverage open long term when it's bullish, and I think it's an easier trade. I think we're gonna see the markets have a run up here even a little higher before summer. But I think the markets will be cooked by September. As soon as we start getting rate cuts is when I plan on selling. I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are on that run up about rates, and or Mohammed, I don't know if you study US rates at all, but typically stocks get scary for a minute when we start hitting rate cuts.
Yeah, to be honest, what Trump's doing right now, is just creating FUD to capitalize on investment opportunities, and he's getting away with it.
Yeah, I don't know if Trump is creating FUD. I think he's actually doing the opposite. He's trying to, prop up the markets.
So
Well-
Tom, he puts on tariffs one day, he freezes them the next, then he puts the tariffs back into play on certain countries, and then he says, "Oh, we're gonna get rid of all the tariffs."
He's psychologically conditioning people to them to where the market's starting to ignore them.
Yeah, well,
Look at price. Everything's still the same. And the UK deal is the same thing they had. They get to keep their tariff.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm trying to say to you is, right, it seems like he's saying and doing all these things to manipulate the markets to such a degree, right, that, you know, he knows when they're gonna be coming down, so he'll short it. And when he says it's a good time to buy, it means he's already bought his, you get yours as well.
Yeah, I mean, when he says it's a good time to buy, it usually is. I mean, Friday was an inside day. I don't think we're like... I think we still pop on Monday run-up. I don't know what you think. As long as China doesn't do anything crazy, which I think they'll be quiet tomorrow. And then maybe on Monday they'll be like, the U.S. can remove 145% tariffs. Like, if they say the same fucking thing, bro, like on Monday, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
so
laugh.
So Zach, I don't know if you seen the post. It was just like 2-3 hours ago, but he was talking about the trade deals with China and how they're making good progress and all that.
I saw
which
that
is-
one, but I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. I think he's.
Did you
Yeah,
see
I-
those guys walk out of there for lunch?
It's not that. It's just like
no, guys. The
it's
reason
not
why
that.
they
Hold on a second. It's not that. It's just the fact that after a while, you can just see through the bullshit that Donald's saying, and it's just hilarious.
It's all just to fucking troll people. Like, that's the thing.
He
It's
said-
like, he's just there to troll people.
Hey,
so all
guys,
this
this stuff with China and Trump, yeah, I'll tell you this much right now. Trump saying, yeah, we've got the upper hand. He ain't got no hand. He ain't even got no cards in his hand. He don't even know what game he's playing.
Yeah, I think China has the escalation dominance.
No, because China's just done a deal with Europe here to sell all their EV vehicles over there. So, okay, America accounts for 33% of world purchases of EVs and vehicles and stuff, but there's still 66% there. And if that 66% ain't buying American vehicles and they're buying Chinese vehicles, who's really needs it out?
I think if they were going to all do great things without America, they'd all go do great things without America right now. I think they need America. I think you live in the UK. I think, while I respect your opinion, you don't know shit about America.
Okay, well, let me
100%
tell you
agree
something.
with
Let
Zach
me
on
hold on. You've just made an accusation, yeah, and I'm not gonna get offensive about it. I'm gonna give you a fact.
Well, you did.
Right?
You spoke about my president in ill form. You don't live here. You don't vote here. You don't know what cards we hold. We run this world.
Okay,
we
well,
have the
well,
largest.
let me-
Shut up
let
for a
me-
minute, Mohammed. I listen to you all the time. Let me speak. We have the largest Navy, Air Force, and U.S. military in the world. We are backed by. We will blow your shit to fucking dust if you fuck with the United States. I don't care what cheap shit China has to sell to whoever they have to sell it to. This is the Monroe Doctrine effect. We're not looking to sell anyone our cars. We're not looking to buy their steel. We're not looking to buy their minerals. We're not looking to buy their shit. We are looking to be independent and control the Americas. That's why Greenland. That's why the Panama Canal. While I respect your opinion, you don't know shit about being an American. That's it, bud. You're in the UK. And, like, no offense, you moved somewhere and you didn't assimilate. So, like, I don't respect that. Like, at the end of the day. I just don't. Like,
and your what are your facts on this?
You practice your religion and believe in Sharia law, correct? Right or wrong?
Religion has got nothing to do with the conversation we were having, so keep it on topic.
I am. I'm asking you a simple question. Do you believe in
you're
those two
diverting
things?
a
Yes or
question.
no?
I says to you, I could give you an example, and you told me to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, because you spoke about my president like he was dog shit at a bar, and he's not. He's who we voted in.
Okay, well,
And you spoke about my country like we're trash and discardable, but you're worried about our, you know what? when your country's money printer guy goes out and speaks and the whole world stops and listen, then I'll respect the opinion of people that don't live here. But you don't live here. And that's what we don't want, what you guys have over there. We don't want millions of people invading and not assimilating and not becoming Americans. We're tired of it. So if you guys don't like our non-globalist views now, like, we as a country don't want globalism anymore. And if 30% of the left want to riot and cry and scream and all that, they should have done it and raised more votes and rioted at the voting boxes and been a fucking American about it. But they didn't. So all people do now is sit around and whine and bitch and create TikToks and talk about how Americans are fascist and we're racist and we're all these things. And like, they don't know what it means to be an American. And most Americans are spoiled and lazy, and they live better than 90% of the third world. You know how bad it is in other places in the world. Most Americans don't. They're spoiled.
That is true.
So, I respect your opinion, bro, but like, don't talk about my president like that. I don't talk about your president like that. He just got fucking slammed by mine. Or whoever, your prime minister. Whatever the fuck he is.
Bro, why are you getting worked up?
Because I listen to your shit every day, and I'm tired of it. It's like I'm the cashier that takes the coupons every day, and eventually on the 300th customer, I fucking say something. But you cross the line when you spoke about Trump like that. That's the first time you've ever crossed that line with me in here. And you need to know where I stand on it. I don't tolerate that.
Right. Well, you still have, well, let me tell you something. Now, since you said your piece, yeah, I'm gonna tell you my piece now. The reason why I says what I says, right, was reason being the tariffs that were imposed on Taiwan, they were gonna be imposed because Taiwan Semiconductor Company was gonna open a fab up in America, and they were gonna impose our tariffs, and it says we're gonna be the chip leader of the world again. That was Donald Trump saying that. And then as soon as he read the fine print and he found out that the latest chips ain't going to be made in America, they're only going to be made in the Taiwan company, right? That's when he imposed a 25% tariff on them. So for you to turn around and say, well, you know what, yeah, you're talking about my president in the wrong context. No, I was going to give you that exact example that I just gave you now. So, yeah, in that fact, he did make a stupid comment because he didn't read the contract in what was detailed in the contract before he spoke about it.
He didn't read some paperwork and he misspoke. Okay? I do that on a regular basis as well. Does that make him an idiot? No. Does that mean he doesn't hold any cards?
I didn't call him an idiot. I didn't call him nothing.
He just signed a Ukraine minerals deal that everyone was laughing that wasn't going to occur. So now he can go and play hardball with China. Bro, I can assure you that China will feel the tariffs before Americans are concerned about paying more for anything that comes out of China.
They're already feeling the tariffs.
They're already feeling.
They're going to be shut down. You want to know what's the worst thing for communism?
Banks,
let me tell you something that's the worst thing for communism. When people can't make basic necessities.
Hold on a second. Yeah, look, bring your tone down a couple of levels. Yeah, I don't mind listening to you. I don't mind you having an opinion. Yeah, and I hope you have the same feeling about me, which from what I hear, from what I'm hearing from your tone of your voice, doesn't seem to be the case. So, you know, just talk respectfully.
Yeah, I mean,
no problem,
you came
bro.
in here and you shit on my president, bro. Like, I mean, I'm going to give you energy. If you want to bring that kind of energy, like, don't come in here and shit on my president. Like, it's just not going to happen. I don't give a fuck if your country is amazing. Like, that's great. But don't come in here and shit on our president. That's my president. You don't have to love him, but I do. He made me a multi-millionaire with his tax policies. I made millions on millions off of his tax policies. I made a better life for everyone around me. I've employed hundreds of people. He is fucking brilliant. And if people are too stupid and too lazy and too arrogant and too naive and too spoiled to see that he actually cares about this country, he doesn't care about any of these other countries. Honestly, I was thinking about it the other day.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, yeah? If he cares about you guys so much, yeah, who's paying the tariffs on these tariffs that is imposed?
I don't buy anything from China. I even source all of my building materials so I don't get anything from China. So I'm not paying any of it.
No, I'm asking you in general, clothes,
Whoever's buying shit from China,
electronics,
forcing
everything.
shit from America. Like, it's real simple. Like, everyone that's been in this globalist world doesn't understand that we can just stop buying that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's
And let
like
it
we're the
collapse.
buyer. It's like telling Costco what to do. Do you know how hard it is to dictate to Costco what they're gonna get and what they're gonna buy? Go you should see one. It's a madhouse that makes money. America is Costco, and we're tired of getting bad deals for our buyers. So now we're gonna make everything here, even if it costs the same, even if it costs a little more, even if these people don't want the manufacturing jobs and it has to be robotics.
So hold on now. Now you got a clash of interest going on here, because one side you're saying we don't need their cars, we don't need this, we don't need that from it. That's all fair and good.
But they do, because they're sitting there with people not working because no one's buying.
Hold on. The problem is, right, the whole reason why you don't want them cars to come to your land is because no one's going to be buying the American vehicles if they can buy a Chinese vehicle at half the price.
Because we pay people a living wage. We're not communist. We have to pay people to live and survive in our economy. That's economics, Mohammed. There's no way we can produce anything cheaper, correct? We're not in the business to produce things cheap. We're in the business to produce things that are great.
And what is it
I was gonna say, like, if America's so irrelevant and if we're so awful, then why isn't everyone just winning without us? Why isn't everything just so great?
It's funny you should say that, yeah, because just this morning, the American president stated that he helped negotiate a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. And half an hour later, the Indian government, Modi, turned around and says, actually, he had nothing to do with it. We had a private call with Pakistan and we settled our differences for now. So, yeah, you can take that whichever way you want, mate.
I could really give a shit about either of those countries. So wonderful. Like I said, America first. Like, I'm just overhearing anything else other than that. Like,
yeah, hey, look, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm entitled to mine. Yeah,
sure.
You know, let's not get
But
upset about
take
other
your
people's
opinion to your
opinions.
live, because we're Americans here.
Yeah, the one thing too is that for half of the people that live in America, half of the country, they're all for America. It is what it is, and we don't really care too much about all the other countries. But somehow we seem to be on everybody's fucking mouths all day 24/7. And like Cash said, if they're so great, right, why are other countries still want to push their fucking products here? Because we're the largest consumer. It is what it is. So
There's no logic in that, because at the end of the day, you're saying, so when the president turns and imposes tariffs, there is like, you know what, yeah, I'm not going to shoot you guys in the foot for selling that vehicle. I'm going to shoot my own public in the foot and tax them sky high so they don't buy your vehicle.
Believe whatever you like, brother.
I just bought a new vehicle, and I made sure it was American. I did not buy a foreign vehicle.
Yeah, I drive Tesla, and that's made here.
I just bought a Jeep, and that's made here. That's a Chrysler product.
Look at that. It's like 4 Americans that are like, boom.
And you know what? I got to reap the benefits of it today. I took the top down on that sucker, cash flow, and I tell you what, I had the ride of my life. I was in the state of euphoria. I was in my Jeep. The top was down. I stopped at the gas station. I got a Red Bull, got a little giddy, and I looked down at my crypto wallet and I said, "Holy shit!" I said, "Geez, cash flow might be right about something, you know."
Enjoying the money in real life is far better than having some fucking coins and hoping they go higher.
Yeah, and you know what? The other thing was my bedroom set arrived this morning, and my God, it looks like the Taj Mahal. Like this thing, I bought a king size bed after selling my fucking Solana, okay, and I bought Solana at 20-40 bucks, and I rode it up to the top, and I tell you what a relief, you know. But it's even a plus, like sitting here, just reaping the benefits of it all. It's amazing. I
How
love
big are your tires, Padrino?
But one thing I will say though is that when it comes to one thing about the tariffs and all that, like nobody says that you have to buy shit from other countries. No one's saying anything. And if you don't buy, right, their products collapse. Their companies collapse because we're not buying it. It's a simple solution. Nobody says you have to buy their products. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and
no
like
one has to buy our products. We don't have to buy their products. Like,
yeah,
wonderful.
But here's the thing: regardless of that, they don't have to buy our products. Why is it that still, other countries still want to push their products here in America? Because we are the land that consumes a lot. We buy a lot. Canada knows this, and they've said it many times. We just buy too much shit. We have a very large country, and only a portion of it has been completely utilized. A lot of it is still, there's still so much land, and yet somehow we still consume so much stuff from other countries. So yeah, so that's just my opinion on what it is that we have
Canada,
going on here.
Hey, Scotty, Canada is the #1 travel partner for Las Vegas for foreign countries that travel and spend money in Las Vegas. They're down. That revenue is down a lot right now. So I don't think any of these trade wars last forever. Like, no one wins in a trade war. Like, even Americans get hurt. Like, I'm not going to say that we don't get hurt, because we do, especially if you have to buy Chinese products. Like, it definitely hurts you. So if you have a reseller e-commerce business, like, and you source all your products from China, like, you're probably not having a very good time right now. So that said, I don't think all this stuff lasts forever, but I do think there's going to be tariffs that remain in place, and I do think his plan is to replace a lot of revenue with it. And I saw there was a proposal, Jojo, for anyone making more than $2.5 million a year. They're going to be pushing through Congress to be taxed at a higher rate, which is fair. If you don't depreciate your income, you should pay it. Because that means you don't invest in America. You don't buy, business vehicles, like if you're an electrical company or whatever, you know what I mean? Like all the stuff that your employer needs to be buying. Or
that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
What? People need to be buying it or not buying it?
No, him imposing higher taxes on higher wages.
Yeah, but it's really like it's like a fluff thing, right? Because you can make millions of dollars in America and then depreciate it all down. Like there's so many pages, Muhammad, in the book in the United States tax code. There's like 700 of them about how not to pay taxes. Like Section 179 vehicles. Like if you go buy a Model X and you use it for work strictly, like it weighs over 6,800 pounds with a battery, so it qualifies for Section 179 in the U.S. tax code, which allows you to depreciate the vehicle down for like a significant amount of the purchase. So it's like a huge write-off. Like you write off like 90 grand worth of income.
It doesn't stop there, man. There's paperwork you can fill out where the IRS will pay you.
That's a trip to jail. What I'm talking about is legal. But like, buying, vehicles or buildings and all that stuff, like it's important that people reinvest money they make in and more importantly, like if you make money in the UK, you should reinvest money in the UK. If you make money in Dubai,
see, the problem here in the UK, right, is what we're finding, and probably a similar thing that you're facing over in America, since we're using the same financial system, is a lot of people that are multi-millionaires. They don't even have their accounts in their own country. They have them offshore accounts in another country, which are then tax-free.
There's a huge spike in Swedish bank accounts right now.
Yeah, well, this is why, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
So even I mean, it's like I could understand. Look, I ain't got nothing against your president. In fact, the last move that he done this morning, which was tell Netanyahu to bugger off, right? That made me put a smile on my face. But look,
Yeah, I just don't see what India has to gain, like by like getting into a war with Pakistan. Like, if anything, they have a chance to be the second or third. I don't know. They're like neck and neck for economy growth, and they've got a lot of expansion planned. But like, you know, getting into a war with Pakistan just seems so foolish, especially with the amount of resources and terrorists, like, you know, terror ties that that country has. Like, and the Hindu are not like. I don't really know. I'm not.
Hey, let me just say one thing. Yeah, you've just said Muslims and terrorists. Yeah, like Pakistanis, and then you mentioned terrorists. Trust me, mate. There's no terrorists there.
Okay. I haven't lived there, so I'll take your word for it. But some group came across the border and assaulted like 28 civilians. I saw the video. That was pretty real, bro.
Hey, listen. What just happened with the India scenario, right? They've gone and killed their own people to start a war with Pakistan, and they soon realized, that they were inadequately capable of attacking Pakistan, and then they caused a ceasefire a few days later.
Yeah, I don't really know the infrastructure over there.
The point that I was trying to make is like, you know, I say a lot of things about Donald Trump, but I also say the good things as well. Like, for example, what I just mentioned now about what's going on with Izzy, and what he's turned around and says to Izzy, we're no longer supporting you, right? So,
well, I think he just wants people to stop hurting each other. Like, that's a worldwide issue. Like, I think, like, for like, a lot of people don't realize, like, a lot of like Republicans don't realize, like, from political party in the United States, like, he's really a pacifist. Like, he's a moderate leftist. Like, he's not really like a true diehard conservative.
Like, yeah, but I mean, at the same time, you guys, right? You're supposed to be the global world defense team, right? America, looking after everyone. But
supposed to be.
Yeah, you're supposed to be, but then when Palestine's getting attacked, and you guys not only just stand on the sidelines and watch, but you're also supplying the weapons for that to happen. Yeah, you're supposed to be the peacekeepers.
I mean, you're talking about Hamas, who dug up their water system and that Israel provided them and created rocket launchers out of it, bro. Like, I mean, we could sit here and have a debate on this, but I think we both disagree. Like, at the end of the day, I don't support any human hurting another human.
You are aware that Hamas was initially and still is funded by Israel through proxies.
Yeah. Maybe. Dude, I think they all benefit from fighting each other because they all do it so much. Like, I think that's fair to say. Like, I think the U.S., like, if someone didn't want to accept our help or assistance a few years ago, Father, you can chime in on this if you want, but, like, you know, you didn't take our oil, you didn't take our dollar, you were ripe for regime change. Like, I don't know if that's still the case. I don't feel like it is, but, like, I don't know, man. But, like, the point is the market doesn't care about that event. But, like, you know, from a consumerism standpoint, I guess my point was more that India can't afford to get into a long-term conflict with Pakistan because of their economic growth. Like, dude, Apple's not going to keep their iPhones there if they get into a big conflict. Like, they're not.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different topic. Apple and India.
Well, I'm just saying, like, that's still, like, I mean, there's a ton of economic growth going on in that country, and it will hinder their growth significantly if this is the angle they choose.
Well, all I'm gonna turn around and say, yeah, now you know how you not like me talking about Trump, yeah. I'm gonna talk about Indians now, yeah. I live in the UK, and in throughout the whole month, I'll get about 20, 30 scam callers or companies trying to offer me a new mobile phone, claiming to be my phone company.
Are they all
And
from
guess
there?
what? They're all Indian.
Sure.
Not
I,
one
I
of
don't. I
them
don't
is
doubt it. I get those
American.
calls too.
Yeah, and then they come up with like English names like Natalie or Sarah and this, and you're like, yo, your name ain't Sarah.
Yeah, I mean, they use telecommunications a lot, but I think like we in the U.S., bro, like we have people that like con people. Like we've got like all kinds of con people here, bro. Like they're everywhere. I don't think any country is like safe from that.
Yeah, they do that out here too, Muhammad.
Yeah, we got.
No, look, you've got con people, and then you've got con people, then you've got businesses that are con people. These are businesses that are con people. You understand? There's a difference. There's a difference between individuals or a group doing something for a scam, and then there's a difference between an entire institutional company doing something that's got hundreds of people working underneath it on telephones, doing all these dodgy calls, claiming to be Microsoft customer service and IRS representatives and stuff. You know what I mean? Right? That's what they're getting up to. They're taking it to a whole new level.
I don't doubt it. I think like the amount of scam. I don't know, run up like what you've seen, but like since like the C word, like it's been wild how much more that's occurred.
Yup, and I believe crypto only enables these.
But I think people should watch the news if they got leverage open. Like Jojo, I don't know if you're trading any leverage. I know Derek sold some, but like if they're, I know that if China walks out of those talks and doesn't say anything till Monday, like you need to wait for the shoe to drop. Because if there's a deal, I feel like they would announce it quickly. Like there's no benefit delaying like the announcement of a deal. I mean maybe I'm wrong, but like I don't think there's a benefit to him for waiting delay.
Not at all.
Because what is it, 45 days to get a shipment? It takes time, right? Like it's 45 days to get a shipment.
Yeah, I mean the supply chains is already all out of whack.
Yeah, they have been too. Or the port, like you're over in LA, right?
I'm in California.
You said Oakland?
Not San Francisco, but yeah, basically Oakland.
Okay.
Like, a big port out in Oakland too.
Is the port slow or?
I don't be around that area, so I don't know.
I got you. I just heard that they were saying that there's a lot less. I mean, I would assume there's less volume.
I've slowed.
Or you got a port in Savannah, don't you?
Yeah, the ports have slowed considerably. We've got crane operators here. They're not part of ILA, but they have cut their hours significantly because the ship numbers have reduced. Not only that, but the amount of containers on the ship that are full has also reduced.
Yeah, so some of the data is already out. There's a significant reduction, and they plan on,
He knows. He said good. I interviewed him.
Because from the information that I've had, Jay, the USA has had 65% less shipments from China. And that's what's causing this problem at the docks now. There's not enough work at the docks no more.
Yeah, and in addition to that, it takes time for these boats, these cargo ships, to get to the U.S. And a lot of these cargo ships is not even coming.
Yeah, they haven't even left yet.
Yeah.
So it's like months. Like it's a couple months.
It's a cost based on what it costs to ship a container ship that is not completely full over half full one. I mean, they're crunching their numbers on how to load these ships out. So if there's not enough containers, then it's going to take longer.
Yeah, because if a container ship ain't 3/4 full, it's not breaking even.
Yeah. They better sell that shit somewhere else.
It's funny. Just about 4 weeks ago, I heard on the news that America sent a whole load of pork to China, and China only took 30% and sent the rest back.
Nice.
It's fine. Hey, pork's gross, anyways. They should grow beef. We need more
I
cows.
don't eat it, but it was on the news over here. I don't know if it was on the news over there or not, but.
Oh, I think over here, dude, they take any opportunity they can to shine the light on that man in an ill manner. Like, all you gotta do is flip on CNN or NBC.
All right.
Like, I mean, dude, over our own citizens, we will have congressional people fly to another country and interview people that are like in foreign like gangs, like they care for clicks and views and support. Like that's how they operate. They don't really care about like anyone that their constituents.
Speaking of that, did you see the part where these weird ass lefts, they were writing signs that MS-18 is what do you call it? Is
13,
not is not. It's a what do you call it? It's a misused information or something, that they're not fucking criminals. I'm like, what the fuck?
Have them move in with you. Have a great day.
When I saw that shit, I was
That's my
like,
thing. Like, dude, you want to advocate for these people? Dude, we'll put them in your house. You guys can shack up, share your shit, make them home. Be an American. Open your doors. I'm not, but you can if you want to support. I don't sit there and advocate it for anyone else, though.
yeah, when I saw that shit, I was like, this shit is crazy.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, people can value that. Like, I mean, you know, I look at, you know, the same thing, Muhammad. Like, I look at Christianity and I look at American pastor churches and I look at the hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars in the private jets and I go, that's not right. And then I look at the Pope, the new elected Pope. He's going to live in the same hovel that the last Pope did, not in the Vatican royalty chapels or wherever he gets to stay, like, you know, whatever the beautiful place for the Pope they have. He's not going to take the monthly stipend. He's going to donate to charity. I mean, yeah, obviously his healthcare and living expenses are covered, but like, I mean, like, that's someone that's there to serve. Like, you sit there and you make millions of dollars off of preaching, like, you're not there to serve. You're there to get wealthy.
Exactly.
Well, there was that guy for. Now, I'm not having a dig at Americans.
I'm saying from a religion standpoint, like
there was the American priest, Christian priest, who just bought a big ass aeroplane, and he goes, Justin Bieber was selling it so cheap, I just had to buy it. And the look on his face, he looked like the devil reincarnated.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's crazy, dude. Like, if you want a good, if you get bored, you should watch Righteous Gemstones. That show's fucking awesome.
You know what, bro? Yeah, I used to watch a lot of TV, and I realized a lot of the stuff on TV is a load of bullshit. I've got a whole community of people on Discord that I speak to all around the world, right? And I get my information directly from the places that are concerned. So I don't bother with general media unless to see what the oppositions are saying at the moment, type thing.
That's good, man. I'm just saying, if you ever want someone's funny occasionally, that's a funny show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, fair dues, bro, fair dues. But I mean, like I says, the way I'm looking at it, the road in front of me is a lot shorter than the road behind me, and right now my concern is looking after myself and making enough money that my family can look after themselves when I'm not here. So, you know, I'm just trying to do my thing, and if I see people like, you know, being a bit misguided, I'll point it out to them. But you know, if people don't want to listen, people don't want to listen. Yeah, at that point you can't do nothing, and it's like now with what you were saying earlier on. You were saying, you know, I'm American, right? And you know, I ain't gonna let anyone say anything about my president, but it's one of those things. It shouldn't be about your president. It should be about what you people are experiencing yourselves from your government.
Zach, have you
watched my life's better.
Lions?
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like, my business is better. I'm selling more houses. Like, everything, like, business-wise is better. So like, my life is better. Like, I didn't like the last administration.
Right. Okay. Now, I don't want to know your financials or anything, but would you consider yourself quite well off if you're dealing with properties and stuff?
I mean, I play golf 5 days a week and I don't go to a job. So yeah, I would consider myself retired.
Right, yeah, well, in that case, then you are going to be better off, because that's exactly the type of people that are going to survive in this scenario, where they are well off in the first place, yeah, to avoid all the traps that he's setting for the general public.
I guess you could look at it that way. There's more people that are employed today than there were at the beginning of the year because of his policies.
Right, now, if I was to turn around and say to you now, right, this year, China have got automated vehicles. Now, I'm not having a dig at Teslas or nothing like that. Yeah, I've got a valid point to this, yeah?
Yeah, I'm listening, man.
Right, if China have got automated vehicles that are working 100% flawlessly, working as taxis in China at the moment.
Yeah,
right?
but you got to think, Mohammed.
No,
we already have that.
Let me finish. It's got nothing to do with the vehicles. It's regarding the employment that these vehicles are going to be reducing. For example, taxi drivers, pizza delivery drivers, bus drivers, all these things where you've currently got people employed, they're going to be taken over. Right now, if Trump's turned around and says, well, if everyone's who earns less than 150,000 ain't going to pay no tax, that's all well and good. But if someone's telling me that after the information I know that information is only going to be valid for about a year, because after a year it's no longer going to be valid, because there's going to be no one earning less than 150,000, because most people are going to be unemployed, living
The problem
free,
is you
living
assume
happy.
because it's automated driving cars that there's still not going to be a driver sitting there.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm trying to say to you. And I mean, if all this automation stuff comes in and cars are like that and factories are automated with robots and stuff, yeah, exactly what work are Americans are going to have to do to earn a living?
Americans are going to be needed to do maintenance repairs on all these automated machines.
That's where you're wrong, because a lot of these equipment that that people are gonna be buying, are gonna be contracted by the companies that make them, that are the only ones assigned to be able to, who are qualified to repair them. So if you're gonna say to me that Mr. Joe Bloggs living on the corner of Dent Street in California, right, he's gonna be able to train with this company, he's gonna have to pay a lot of money to get the training to do that job. And even then, it's going to be very difficult for one person to do 10 people's jobs. Because these guys, I've got an uncle who's got a furniture factory, and he's bought some very, very expensive machinery worth a couple of mil each to do some of the woodwork and stuff for him. And whenever it goes faulty, he can fix it himself, but he's not allowed to touch it. He has to call the company up, and the company sends someone down who charges him £150 an hour to come and fix that machine, and then he's going to pay for the hotel stay as well.
Oh, well, that kind of reminds me of the.
I recognize the fact that it's because it's not a competitive market right now.
But yeah, so here's one thing too. Hold on a second. Hold on. I mean, there is a problem with the farmers' equipment where the farmers themselves couldn't repair their own equipment. They had to call, the company itself to send a technician. Well, I forgot what state it was. I think it was Kansas that actually fought back.
I know who you're talking about.
And decided to change that because, again, it's rigged. So I don't think, Americans are going to allow that to happen. It can happen for a minute, but not for long.
Yeah, so they actually made the same argument about industrialization, and there's actually a great TED talk that covers this topic. And in that TED talk, they were saying how people were just gonna start working in other type of jobs, and there's gonna be new industries that comes out of AI and automation.
Correct.
Hey, I just thought of something. How many people here got a Tesla?
I got a Ford.
No, who's got a Tesla here?
I do.
Zach's the only one that drives Teslicles.
Right, okay. Tomorrow, when you've got a drive, yeah, I want you to do something for me, yeah? On your phone, plan your journey, right? Use the same route, but don't put it into your vehicle. Just have it on your phone and see how much mileage it says, and then see how much your Tesla vehicle says you've driven.
Okay. You mean like from an odometer trick?
I guarantee you it's going to be about 15 to 20% more than what the trip actually entails. It's Tesla's quick policy for what is it? Cancelling insurance, not insurance, but warranty service due to mileage.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I've seen that too.
What'd you say?
But I don't know if it's accurate.
Well, put it this way, my little brother, he's a delivery, or not a delivery driver, but his job is picking up company vehicles and dropping them off at different companies, and sometimes he has Teslas here in UK, and we've got to go 10 miles to the electric charge station to charge that vehicle up, and every time we've gone there, in every other vehicle, it says 10 miles, but every time we've gone there in a Tesla, it says 11 and a half. But that's real world experience. But that's why I'm saying if you've got a Tesla, check it out, see if it's true or not. And if it is, you've got a breach of contract there.
Yeah, there was an article about that, and it could be the truth. And they was saying how it's so Tesla could reduce the warranty cost.
Yeah, because the warranty is on a time frame or a mileage, whichever comes first. And by the Tesla's going 10% faster, the mileage going 10% more on a Tesla means it's going to be 10% quicker that the warranty finishes. And then if you do a lot of driving in your vehicles, that warranty could finish in like a year.
Anyone else feel like this guy's lying?
Now there was actually an article about it.
Yeah, but they proved it was false. I just wasn't really interested in the argument, but I'll double check it for you.
Yeah, hey, look,
false. Muhammad's lying.
Yeah, I mean, it's been debunked. I've seen a couple of podcasts on it, and I follow a lot of stuff from the Tesla tech side. I'm heavily invested in them as well. So I get it. I don't think they're the best company in the world by any means. I just really respect Elon's ability to build things and drive them. I think he's very good at acquisitioning things and then taking them further. I don't think he's the best inventor. I don't buy into all that. I think he's a smart man though.
Yeah, and Tesla been around for a while, so why is it just now coming out?
Because Muhammad spreads fake news.
Oh no, please.
I don't think Mohammed's doing it intentionally.
No, look, I get information, right? I get information just like you guys get information. The only difference is I'm in the UK, you're over in the United States. So when I hear your information, right, then I'm like, okay, so how much of this can relate to my information, yeah? And how much truth can I make out of this? And that's the way I look at it, right? But I mean, I can understand it from your guys' perspective, but I'm being a bit offensive towards your country and stuff. Believe me, I ain't got nothing against your country whatsoever, or how they operate. It's just I see certain things happening, like the Bitcoin strategic reserve. Strategic was the magic word that people neglected to notice, which basically meant that they're not going to invest any more money apart from what they've got confiscated, and they're going to generate more wealth with that digital assets that they've got. And that's exactly what they've done with Solana. That's exactly what they've done with Sui. That's what they've done with XRP and every other coin that they mentioned that's going to be in the reserve. But yeah, hey, look, everyone has an opinion on things. If mine's a bit different to yours, please don't get offended. Yeah, just understand, right? You know,
No, we're not.
my walk of life's been different to yours.
I'm not offended.
I'm very offended.
Deez is
Oh, no,
offended.
please don't be offended, guys. Come on.
It is what
Opinions
it is.
and fake news are two different things.
So if I say to you now regarding is Tesla the Tesla mileage information, you're saying that's fake news, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, but it was on the news though, wasn't it?
But it was debunked. It was fake. So, i.e.,
No, but
fake news.
but it was on the news though, wasn't it?
But it's fake news.
It doesn't matter if it was fake, but it was on the
Yeah, it
news.
does.
It does matter.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
if it's not true, you're
100%.
spreading lies.
Because basically most Americans know that our news media, whether it's as publicly bought like Canadian media is, we know it's bullshit.
And
Yeah,
again,
we're
if they're
breaking
promoting,
out. I mean, it's
if-
Bitcoin's breaking out right now.
if they're spreading lies, you know what I mean, that it's going to spread more lies and, you know, people are not going to be happy about it.
Yeah, it's called
That's all
fake
I'm saying.
news.
Well, you're looking at Bitcoin Cash going up or down. I'm looking at Montana.
Going sideways.
If we, like Bitcoin's not what people should give a shit about. Altcoins are going to go fucking parabolic if this is correct.
I'm looking at.
What are you thinking? Like, Cash?
I'm looking at Montana.
I'm looking at like I would hope there's a pullback, and if there's not, then like they're gonna fucking make people wish they bought.
Okay.
Like my strategy of trading works really well in ranging markets, but there was a reason why I didn't sell my Bitcoin once I started accumulating it like 2016. Like now that really was painful, like I said, from 69 to 16K. But the point being though is like it's very hard to time markets. It's very, very hard. And they're gonna make a lot of people wish they had bought or wish they had not bought.
Or sell.
Yeah, I mean, or sell. You know, whatever.
Cash flow. The only thing I would turn around and say, what I do for my investments, unlike I've been investing since like 2018, and I've been mining probably from about the same as well up until about 2022. Now, in all my time going through crypto, right, I've set goals for myself. If I acquire 100% profit on a token, I'm going to take this much profit out and then let the rest ride. I've made my decisions before they've had to come to the point where I had to decide what I need to do now.
Yeah, like taking your initial out or profit.
Stick to it, bro. Just stick to it. Make your goals. Stick to it. It doesn't matter if it goes higher. If you lose out on a bit of money, so what? At least you come down with nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's better not to lose all your money. Agreed.
So I'm gonna circle back on something that was talked about earlier. I was busy.
What was
looking for
that?
something, so I couldn't
Jen
chime in.
Psaki?
There you go.
Kind of sounds like paper hands.
What is that? What did you want to say, Jen Psaki? Say you wanted to circle back on something?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to circle back on something that Muhammad had mentioned earlier. I didn't get a chance to chime in on it, but he made a statement that in Pakistan that there are no specific. I'm trying to avoid the algorithm. He made a statement that certain things are not in Pakistan.
Yeah, gotcha.
Okay. Now, and you made that statement with a very confident position. Now, here's a problem with that. It's a position that you can't back up because there are examples that we can say are counter to what you just said. For example,
more fake news
where
from
we got
Mohammed.
OBL from. On top of that, it's a bold statement to make because even here in the United States, we can't make that claim.
Okay, okay, that's fair enough what you says, right? Now, you've all got the internet in front of you, right? Now, if you guys, yeah, I'm gonna do this a different way. Uh, what's the biggest T faction there is that you've heard of?
I haven't kept track of it lately, but when I was involved, okay, in the areas that I was at, it was KH. And I don't know if you're familiar with who KH is. Are you familiar with who KH is?
No, I'm not understanding what you mean by KH.
KH is an abbreviation for the group. The problem is when you start trying to identify specific groups in a public forum like this, you're going to immediately flag by the algorithm. So KH is an organization that is funded by Iran. I'll put it that way, and you can look that much up.
Okay, now I'm going to mention something to you, yeah? The one that begins with IS, yeah?
Correct.
That one was made by the CIA, right?
Actually, you won't get any argument from me on that because historically speaking, that is one of the.
Hold on, let me finish, yeah? Let me finish. I understand what you're going to say, but let me finish.
Ever made. Okay, and it's precisely the reason why I turned down jobs that were revolving around training others to do what we do. I absolutely refuse to do that because inevitably every time we train somebody to do what we do, we turn around and we end up fighting them later.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, like I says, that was one group. The other group, the H group, they were designed and funded by Izzy, right? And they had a purpose. They had a purpose to give Izzy a reason to take over the G spot. Yeah? Now,